What's cracking, yo? Welcome back to Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today. The Denver Nuggets took down the Los Angeles Lakers 119 to 108 at Crypto Arena to take a commanding 3-0 series lead over LA. And as we all know, there has never been a team in NBA history to ever come back from a 3-0 deficit. But we live in a world where anything can happen. So one day, I don't know when it's going to be, but there will be a time where a team comes back from such a deficit. It is only a matter of time. That's how probability works. But with that being said, I haven't did like any updated playoff predictions once the playoffs started per se. No official video. I just took the two teams that I thought would represent each conference when the season started. I just stuck with those regardless of the trades, regardless of the injuries, because those are my picks, and I'll just stick with them. But I will say this: before the start of Game 3 of the Nuggets-Lakers series, I said, and I was the minority in this situation. Pretty much anybody outside of Denver had the Lakers winning Game 3, the first game back at Crypto. Before the game started, I was talking to my boy. I'm not even playing with you. I was like, he hit me up. He's like, what's good? You want to bet on the Lakers game? He knows I'm a Laker fan. He's not a Lakers fan. He's not a Nuggets fan either. He's a fan of basketball. He's a Celtics fan. Not so good for him right now. But, does he want to bet on the Lakers game? I was like, bet. He's like, who you got? I said, well, I got Denver. I think Denver is going to go up 3-0 tonight. And then I think Lakers will win Game 4 in desperation. And then I think it'll go back home to Denver, and the Nuggets will close this thing out. The first game back in the Mile High City. He's like, word, you really think the Nuggets going to win today? I said, yep. I said, with all due respect, I think the Nuggets are going to come out here with a sense of urgency. They are determined. And they are ready to go to battle, and I think they are going to rip LA's heart out of their chest. But I think LA will bounce back for at least one victory, just out of sheer desperation in Game 4. So I was right. I don't like to toot my own horn, but I felt good. This one I felt good about. I was like, not many people thought Denver was going to win this game. Nobody outside of Denver probably thought that, but I felt all the confidence in the world. They'd come out here and take care of business. Jamal Murray was an absolute stud. He did most of his damage in the first half. He finished with 37 points on 15 for 29 shooting, 5 for 11 from three-point land, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. But most of those points came in the first half. He was very quiet the second half and got it a little bit going there in the fourth quarter. But Dennis Schroeder and the team really stepped up defensively on Jamal Murray. But with that being said, he never turned down his aggressiveness. He started missing shots, but he was still putting the pressure on the Lakers and finding teammates and creating offense in some capacity. So Jamal Murray was an absolute stud. Seriously, if it wasn't for him carrying the weight of that team, they wouldn't have even been up or even probably in the game to begin with, because Joker, it was a tale of two halves for both players. Murray carried them the first half. Jokic was in foul trouble. Jokic was missing shots. But then second half, insert the Joker. After he got back in the game after the foul trouble situation, boom, bada bang, bada boom. Joker started out horrible, slow. Finished with 24 points on 9 for 19 shooting, 2 for 5 from three-point land, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, throwing a steal for good measure. It was a tale of two halves for both players, but each player carried the team when the team needed it in that perspective half. It was beautiful basketball to watch, to be honest with you. Beautiful. Murray was on fire, man. The dude has just been continuing his dominant stretch. And y'all know me. I'm not one of these people that just, ready to just heap all this praise on a bunch of players too early. But we saw Jamal Murray in the bubble. Especially him and Donovan Mitchell, right? So when people were like, these guys are the next stars. These are the stars. This is the future. I was like, pump the brakes. Yes, they were lights out in that series, Utah versus Denver. But I got to see more. I'm not hopping on any type of bandwagon over a series. And then we saw Denver get crushed by the Lakers in the next round of the bubble. But we hadn't seen much or anything of Jamal Murray since then because of some horrible injuries he sustained. But I've been watching Donovan Mitchell, and for the most part, he's been mostly disappointing based off after we had seen in the bubble and the expectations. People, I didn't put those expectations on him, but people put those expectations on him because they thought this version of Donovan Mitchell was something we get, moving forward. For the most part, he'd take that next step and capitalize and build off of what we've seen, off of possible potential, but that never panned out. It didn't. Flamed out in the playoffs in the Utah Jazz series, mostly a no-show. And again, in the Cleveland Cavaliers, playing for the Cavs, he was abysmal. So I was like, this is why I didn't sit here and heap all this praise on Donovan Mitchell the way people were trying to praise him and prop him up in a certain status. But ever since I saw Jamal Murray come back from those injuries, he started out slow. Obviously, he really hadn't played in a long time, and getting his timing back, getting it back in basketball shape, game time basketball shape, not practice shape, adjusting to the pace, all that kind of stuff, getting back in his rhythm, getting refamiliarized with himself and his recovered body. And then I've been keeping quiet. I've been watching. I've been paying attention to the Nuggets, and it just seemed like game after game after game, he'd get a little bit better, a little bit better. He'd get a little bit more of a larger role, more minutes, et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, Jamal Murray, he's more or less back. And then the playoffs started, and he dialed it up again to something we were used to seeing in the bubble, especially, or in the playoffs. I'm not even going to say the bubble, the playoffs. I believe in Jamal Murray. I do. And I don't really say this about, I've seen enough from this guy. I have. He has all the confidence in the world. He's bringing it every single game. He's playing with vigor. He's playing ruthlessly. He's not scared. He backs down from no one. And no matter the pressure situation, no matter time, no matter score, you can see it in his face that the dude has all the confidence in the world and is comfortable putting the weight of the team on his shoulders and taking big shots, making big shots. He does not shy away from the moment. He doesn't. He feels comfortable. And you can see it in his face, and you can see it in his mannerisms. There's so many players when they get on the floor with LeBron James as competitors that I've seen over the years. And when the going gets tough and, the LeBron's team starts to get going and LeBron might be asserting himself a little bit. And so many players, that confidence that they might have had at one point tends to fade away, and they start to look really uncomfortable out there on the floor. I don't see that from Jamal Murray. I don't. No matter the competitor, no matter who's on the court, no matter how many badges, no many accolades that player has, he bows down to no one. And I do like that about him. And he has the skill set to back all that up. All those intangibles, he has the skill set to back that up and be an extremely pivotal and important piece for his team and a leader. So I have to say I really do like that about Jamal Murray. I do. And I do think he's the real deal. I do. As for Nikola Jokic, what can I say, man? He had an abysmal first half. But I knew. All I kept hearing people saying was Rui Hachimura. It's the Nikola Jokic, they figured it out. Put Rui. I'm like, listen, man. If you really think Rui is going to stop Joker, you've lost your mind. I don't care what happened in one game. I don't care what happened in a span of 10 minutes when they were matched up. Rui Hachimura cannot do anything with Nikola Jokic. And besides, when they were looking at the effect of the success they had with Joker missing shots, it had more to Rui was the primary defender, and then they started swarming him with double teams, mostly Rui, and then bringing Anthony Davis all over as a help defender to help contest the shot. So it was more about the help defense of Anthony Davis on top of Rui with double team. At the end of the day, they're double teaming Joker. There's no one person that is stopping Nikola Jokic. So if y'all want to go ahead, and they found out quick when Anthony Davis went to the bench and Rui was out there by himself for a little bit, Joker ate his ass up. Couldn't do nothing with it. I was like, here you go. Even Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis couldn't do anything with Joker. When Joker would put his butt in the AD and start backing him down, this whole series, they've been sending double teams. Now, I thought Anthony Davis was supposed to be this amazing defender. With I've been hearing a bunch of people say the best defensive player we have in the playoffs right now. But yet, he can't stick Joker one on one. If you are that elite defensively, as they say you are, you have to at least hold your own against Nikola Jokic. You can't be bringing another help defender over if you're Anthony Davis. I'm not saying that I expect Anthony Davis to lock down Nikola Jokic. I'm just saying somewhat contain him. He can't be popping off like he's been popping off the first 3 games or the first 2 games of the series. And that's with y'all double teams mostly. So if you're that good of a defender, you can at least limit him or make it somewhat difficult for him. But he can't. He's too light in the ass. And I seen it this game. When Nikola Jokic put his back, no double team. It was just AD. Dude, I think the post move started out outside the box. Within 2 seconds, he had already moved Anthony Davis all the way under the basket damn near. And Nikola Jokic ended up missing the shot. And I heard the commentators say, great defense there by Anthony Davis. I was like, no, that was horrible defense by Anthony Davis. He completely bullied AD. And Joker just missed the easy hook shot. Anthony Davis' defense had nothing to do with that Nikola Jokic missed hook shot. Nothing to do with it. He completely moved AD out the way. That was just a missed shot by Joker. It had nothing to do with Anthony Davis' defense. Oh, great defense by Anthony Davis on Joker. I'm like, no, he did nothing. He's basically not there. Joker was just off. He was just missing shots he normally makes. It had little to do with the defense. I thought that was funny, man. These commentators, man, I'm like, come on, man, what are you talking about? That wasn't great defense. He completely bullied AD. He just missed the easy bucket. That's all that was. And it was that type of half for the Joker. He was just missing easy floaters that he usually hits. They weren't just going in, man. That's what it was. Bunnies, man. He was just missing bunnies at the hoop. So, yeah. So, AD, if you are the defender people say you are and that you think you are or claim to be, you got to at least do a good enough job on Joker to not demand a double team from your team. Because that's killing. Joker is too good of a passer. Way too good of a passer. You send a double team, he's going to kill you every single time on the double team with his ridiculous passing ability. It's not necessarily the pass to the assist. It's the pass to the right guy to get the ball, to rotate the ball around and pass the ball around to find that open player by keeping the defense shifting. You know? But either way, you know, D'Lo, I put out a video about this. D'Angelo Russell has been hot garbage, but you know, he's played worse than I've ever seen Russ really play in any stretch for the Lakers. But here we go. They ain't talking about D'Lo like they're talking about Russ, like they talked about Russ. But that you can check my other video I just put out about that. And LeBron, dude's been okay, but he's been poor shooting. Overall poor shooting, especially from three-point land. His shooting has been abysmal. We all know the stat about, you know, him missing 19 straight fourth quarter three-point field goals, yada, yada, yada. It's been pretty abysmal. And then a lot of times taking bad shots in the fourth quarter and making some ill-advised turnovers and clutch and pivotal moments of the game. But it is what it is. LeBron, it definitely looks like, I'm not going to say Father Time has already caught up with him, but for the first time in his career, I've seen LeBron James look legitimately exhausted come the end of these games. Just, you know, really looks tired at times. Feel like he doesn't have his legs, and yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's age, attrition, miles. It's been a long career, great career for the man, you know. But it is what it is. it's affecting his performance, and he's not coming through like people expect him to. And then when they had started putting LeBron James on Jamal Murray, I'm like, first of all, LeBron's defense, he's still shooting over LeBron. He's still getting what he wants. And LeBron's making it tougher for him, no question about it. But this is what the Nuggets want. They want you to expend the rest of LeBron James' energy trying to guard Jamal Murray. Even if his defense was being effective and Murray starts missing a bunch of shots, maybe causing some turnovers, this is exactly what the Nuggets want. Yeah, please put LeBron on Murray, our Energizer Bunny, our assassin, who keeps taking it to the team. Please put LeBron on him. We're going to use the rest of his energy up on the defense and gas LeBron out early. I was like, this is not what you want, Darvin Ham. You do not put LeBron James on that man. No. If it was young LeBron James, absolutely. Miami Heat, Cavaliers LeBron James, absolutely. But this version of LeBron James, you need everything you can get from him on the offensive end. So you need to find a different defensive assignment. And luckily, they did put Schroeder on him, and he did fairly admirable in that second half guarding Murray. And you know what? For me, when I was evaluating the series and who I thought I was going to win, the analysis wasn't even that deep. I'll just be honest with you. It wasn't. The analysis was not that deep. When I just look at the rosters top to bottom, the Nuggets have a better roster with more consistent and reliable players on both ends of the floor than the Los Angeles Lakers. And the Lakers' offense is much more predictable than the type of offensive schemes that the Denver Nuggets run. They pass the ball better. It's a more balanced attack coming from the Denver Nuggets than coming from the Los Angeles Lakers. So like I said, I just look at the rosters and watching both teams play so much, it's like this is just not going to be a good matchup. The Denver Nuggets have too much reliable firepower. And you can't really zone in on one guy that monopolizes the ball, that does everything for the team, because that's not how they run their system. Yes, Nikola Jokic is the hub, but the ball doesn't stick to him. The ball swings and moves a lot in this offense. And as Murray has taken a bigger role as the months have went on since the beginning of the season, you can even put the ball in his hands and he could work magic. If it comes down to that, if you need to run some more isolation and hero ball situations, you got two players that can do that at different positions, right? So when I look at the rosters top to bottom, like I said, this wasn't deep analysis for me. Aaron Gordon, every once in a while will have a big game, but the big thing about Aaron Gordon is he's going to hustle. He has heart. He's going to do a lot of intangibles, and he's not going to mess up. He's not going to mess up a lot. His box score numbers may not jump out at you from game to game, but he's not going to mess up. He's going to do what coach needs and what the team needs, and he's grabbed some major rebounds in this series, pivotal ones. Michael Porter Jr., I know what I'm going to get from him. I know I'm going to get anywhere between 15 to, 20, 24 points from Michael Porter Jr., and he's been hitting timely shots. Michael Porter Jr. is also going to grab me some good rebounds and make some good assists at the same time. And he has length. Not a great defender, but he has length. You know what you're going to get from Nikola Jokic. Jokic on the bad days, most players' good days. You know what you're going to get from Jamal Murray. You know what you're going to get from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who this has turned into a beautiful revenge series for Caldwell-Pope. You know what you're going to get from Caldwell-Pope. Anywhere between 10 to 17 points probably. And some sturdy defense and some good three-point shooting. You know what you're going to get from Jeff Green. Now we're getting into the bench. You know what you're going to get from Jeff Green. Athleticism, some energy. He may be able to hit some threes, catch some alley-oops, get you at the rim. Maybe catch a block or two. But he's reliable for what you need him for. Bruce Brown, you know what you're going to get from him. Energy, toughness, good defense, steals, big rebounds. You'll get at least one or two three-point shots for Bruce Brown. His rebounding is phenomenal. It's not like he's not grabbing like 10 rebounds a game, but the kinds of rebounds he brings down and the timely rebounds he brings down, putbacks, all that stuff. And you're going to get 10 to 18 points from Bruce Brown coming off the bench. And really, specifically this game, Coach didn't even run D. He only played 3 players off the bench, and one of those players only played 3 minutes. They got Reggie Jackson on the bench. Think about that. The Nuggets have Reggie Jackson. You know about the offensive firepower that Reggie Jackson has. Reggie Jackson has no back down. Reggie Jackson be coming in with that energy, ready to pop off. He didn't even play. He didn't even play. They have seven. Today, they played 7 extremely reliable players. And they have a few more off the bench that can contribute if their card is pulled. As opposed to the Lakers, we'll start with Anthony Davis. You don't know what you're going to get from Anthony Davis on a day-to-day basis. He's extremely inconsistent. You may have a piss-poor Anthony Davis version. You might have a good version of Anthony Davis. And you may have a fantastic version of Anthony Davis. But he's inconsistent. And he's not guaranteed to show up mentally and or physically. Vanderbilt. You can't even play. He's a starter most nights, but you can't play him because he's extremely unreliable. And he is a liability on the offensive end. They're daring him to shoot. So you can't even get the defense you want out of Vanderbilt. LeBron James, you know what you're going to get out of him. Somewhere between 20 to 25 points, 7 plus rebounds, 7 plus assists, probably a couple turnovers. If he's having one of those virtuoso games, he may get you a couple blocks. And based on what we've seen this series, he's going to miss a lot of three-pointers and take a lot of three-pointers. D'Lo, you know what you're going to get from him. Or what you're not going to get from him. D'Angelo Russell has been wildly inconsistent, and in this series, he has been a ghost, absent, garbage, damn near unplayable. What we've seen from D'Lo this series. Austin Reeves, you know what you're going to get from him. At one point, a role player, but I don't even know if you could call A. Reeves a role player anymore. He starts, he plays major minutes. He played 40 minutes this game. But you know Reeves is going to get you anywhere between 15 to 25 points. Some rebounds, some assists, energy, shot making, 3-point shot making. You know what you're going to get for Austin Reeves. Like I said, I don't know if you can call him a bench player anymore. He has stepped into the 3rd best player on the team. I'll tell you that much. Rui Hachimura coming off the bench. You know what you're going to get from Rui. Rui's going to get you anything between 10 to 18 points, some good 3-point shooting, some length, some rebounding. All right? Brown Jr., unplayable. You're not going to get anything from him. Tristan Thompson, you're not going to get anything from him. Schroeder, he gets minutes, but he's wildly inconsistent himself. You don't know what kind of Dennis Schroeder you're going to get. Beasley, you're not going to get anything from him. Harrison, Lonnie Walker, he had that one good game, maybe 1 or 2 good games versus the Warriors. But before that, he wasn't playing, and he hasn't really done anything since. Christie and Wyndon Gabriel, you're not going to get anything from them. The Lakers technically played more players than the Nuggets in Game 3. But a lot of those players they played only played 1 minute to give guys rest and a breather. The Nuggets have more reliable players. And for me, the analysis was as easy as that. Better system, more reliable players, better cohesion, and more savvy veterans. And for me, it was that simple. Anyway, shout out to the Nuggets, man. They came out here. They did what they had to do. I'm a Laker fan, man, but I did not have them winning this series. Not at all. I'm not. People call me a bad Laker fan because I don't always pick the Lakers, and I don't always every year scream championship. We're gonna be the championship. We got LeBron. We got AD. I'm not an emotional fan like that. I really never have been an emotional fan like that. So then people started saying, "You're not a Laker fan. You were always a Kobe fan, not a Laker fan." I was like, "Don't disrespect me like that." Because even when Kobe Bryant was playing, I didn't have this YouTube channel, but I never based my analysis on raw emotion. It was always me analyzing the game and giving, if I felt like the Lakers were the championship contending team, if I felt like they weren't going to win a series or a game, I'd be honest about it. It has nothing to do with anything else. So don't disrespect me like that. Please. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified. That's all I got to say about it. And I'll catch you on the next one. We out, baby.